Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. Today we are celebrating Shannon Keith from Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and she has hit 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge deal. And since this hop is taking place on February 29th of 2024, we were all asked to use the idea of a leap of some sort, whether real or just representative of something in our lives. So some sort of leap in our layout. And so I chose to think of it as taking a leap of faith. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. These two photos, and I'm actually going to end up with 3 photos on my page, but I don't have the third one yet. So I just have a piece of white paper that will represent that photo for now. And I will have to get that one, but I just don't have it yet. So I'm using this 6x8 paper pad from Illustrated Faith. I also have a collection. You see part of it there. It's from Echo Park, and it's called Forward with Faith. I've got 12x12s, sticker sheet, some cut-aparts. And I also pulled out a sheet of solid teal colored cardstock there. And I start out with this white background. And I say start out because pretty soon you're going to see that I end up not using that. And I actually like what I have here. And if I had stopped right there, I think I would have been okay. But then I added the blue strips along the side, or the teal strips along the side. And I don't know, something about it just really bugged me. And I tried to live with it for a little while, but I couldn't get past it. So you'll see in a moment here that I end up doing something different. Still using the same materials, just a different background. And I am basing this layout from a sketch by Miranda Weber. She is the owner of My Scrappy Life. She has a channel here on YouTube. She has a website. And she has 3 volumes of sketches. This is sketch 5 from volume 1. And since it's paid content, I can't show you that sketch. But I really like her sketches. I find them very versatile. And this one came together once I got over the issue with the white background, which looking at it now, I don't even know what bugged me so much, but in person, it just seemed like it wasn't going to work well. But that had nothing to do with the sketch. That was just my choosing papers. And so I only want a real small border on these photos. So I trim them pretty close, but just to give them a little bit of border. And I end up inking all of the edges of pretty much everything on this page with a dark gray ink VersaFine Morning Mist. And here's where I still think I'm going to use 4 photos when I do this. I think I have these 2 and then 2 more. And so to talk about my leap here for this leap day hop, this is about a new job. At the end of the last school year, I resigned from my teaching job, and I had no idea what I was going to do. And after summer school was over, I gave myself 3 or 4 weeks to not think about finding a job. And then it was time to start looking. And I applied to 3 or 4. And the one that I thought was, really, I had no experience. I just applied anyway just to see what would happen. That's the job I ended up with. And here you can see I have switched out. I switched to a gray background. I've printed out my journaling, which I'll read here in a moment. Inking the edges again. And while I was debating on whether to go to gray or keep the white background, I cut out the letters for the title, Leap of, and there's a few layers of white cardstock, and then I used some pieces from this collection. And then I actually took the word faith from, it's like the cover page of the collection where it had the title of the collection, and I just cut that out, and I thought it worked really well. I ended up bumping it up a little bit on a few layers of cardstock to kind of match the letters. But there we go. So these two photos are of my office, and well, one's my office and one's a floral arrangement from my son's wedding that I brought home, and I decided to put that on my desk. And the third picture will be, we just moved, so I have a different office. Not we, my family, we, my work, moved to a different building. So I have a different office, and I wanted a picture of that too. So my journaling reads, after quitting my teaching job, I allowed myself a short break before starting to look for a part-time job. I applied to 4 or 5, and oddly enough, the one that I thought was a true long shot was the winner. I'm now working 3 days a week as a legal assistant to a local attorney who specializes in estate planning, Medicare cases, and probate work. Turns out many of the skills I developed as a teacher come in very handy in a law office. Working with confidential information, multitasking, focusing on small but very important details, and problem solving. I absolutely love this job. My boss is easygoing and professional. There is virtually no stress, and I'm learning many new things. I'm so glad I took this leap of faith. So now that I've documented that, I'm happy about that. And I do want to document our new office. I'll probably do a page about that at some point in the future. So I had used some typewriters in the first version of this, and I wanted to pull that through because I am working in an office. And while I don't use a typewriter, I do a ton of typing. I can't tell you how many pages of typing I do in a day. So I did want to pull those typewriters in. I thought that was really fitting, a good way to represent what my job is. I'm sorry if you can hear the coughing. That is my poor husband. He is very, very sick. He did get to see the nurse practitioner today and got some medicine, so hopefully he will be feeling better very soon, because our son and his bride arrived last night from their flights home. They ended up having to stay somewhere else last night and tonight because my husband is so sick. And on Saturday, we are having a wedding reception here for them, since their wedding happened far away where they live now. So, yeah, I hope his medicine kicks in soon so that he feels better, but also so that he can enjoy a little bit of time to visit with them and be able to be at the reception on Saturday evening. So I went through the stickers and found a few, and then I remembered, oh, I have those cut-aparts, and so I pulled this one out. It says, "It is well with my soul." And this was a hard decision, but once I made the decision, I guess I should say once we made the decision, I really felt some peace about it, and I know it was the right thing to do. It was the right time. So I thought that was a fitting cut apart to put on this page. And I like how it continues the angled gap. And then you'll see in a moment, well, you do see one circular element. It says "have faith and pray." It's near that white flower. And I want something to fill in this gap here. And I decide I need some more rounded pieces, because there's a lot of angles going on here. Angles and lines, right angles. So I tucked one more typewriter in there, and then I went to the sticker sheet, and I realized some of the florals would work really well. I like that bird, but the scale was just off. The bird was bigger than the typewriter, and that bothered me for some reason. And I guess it's kind of silly because I have flowers there in a moment that are as big as the typewriter, but whatever. For some reason, the bird just bothered me. So I put this floral sticker here. And another one that I tuck in. And I decide to add a third floral up above the typewriters that are near the title. Now, I'm still mulling over. I might add some white splatter to this, but I'm going to think about that for a day or two before I decide. So that will not show up in the still shots. So again, Shannon, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. I'm excited for you. That's really fun. And thanks for having me join in your celebration. There will be a playlist below, and if you're not already a subscriber to Shannon's great channel, I will suggest you do that. Her link will be down there too, as well as the link for Miranda's sketch bundles. Thanks for joining me today. Goodbye.